business, which is silly, right? So there's this blending that happens, and but we really can't attach a lot to a business license. It's tax essentially, but we use our zoning code and fire code and building code authority to regulate folks
and police it.
And police it. Right?
Just one thing, you asked about basically enforcement following up on licensing. DOR, Department of Revenue, does do some spot checking, but the percentage of business licenses that they're looking for sales tax and B&O and all kind of things like that. But I'd be amazed to discover that they actually checked 1%.
Yeah, we have a company that we use also called Microflex, and we've been using them since we've been here, and we don't pay them they get money based on what they can find. So if there's a business out there that isn't, for instance, reporting sales tax, or if they're reporting the wrong jurisdiction, they're going to audit that to where their address is at and correct that. So we do have a mechanism that's checking at least businesses that are reporting and sales information, making sure they're got a business license in the city. So they have it licensed here and they're reporting to the state, and they're reviewing our information for us.
Oh, but for those of us that don't know the intricacies of that, how far-reaching and how many different departments have a finger into her starting a business in town. You know what I mean? I think it just reaches out there a long ways. I mean, it has to go through, or Trevor in some instances, it has to go through Joanne in some, it goes through you. It's amazing to me to see how, when this comes out on the table, that how intricate it can be to get this license.
For some of them.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Archie? This is just the next step, so I think he said it really wouldn't be considered until into 2011.
Looking at 11, yeah.
Yeah, if then.
See if we can get it sooner. We're not that complicated of a city. It's very basic.
Good news. Jeanette.
Yep. So I have an update in front of you next Monday night to Chapter 9 of our personnel policies. These are just updating them to reflect the current statutory requirements. I'm trying to get all of our house in order for WCIA WCIA audit next month, and so I want to bring this all current to all the different Revised Code of Washington statutes. So that's what that is.
Instead of the printer, we're not working. Everything else came out looking good.
This is fuzzy.
You still see my numbers.
Yeah.
David?
On the third page there, paragraph 9.08, administrative leave. It says administrative leave may be granted to employees in positions exempt from the Fair Labor Standards Act. We're talking about managers here?
Yep.
Okay. One other question on paragraph 9.03, military leave of absence.
Yeah.
It says we'll continue to pay the city's portion of medical, dental, vision, and life insurance benefits for those participating employees and their families should the employee be called upon or volunteered for active duty or active duty training in any branch of the uniformed services. Does this coverage duplicate military coverage that they acquire when they go on active duty?
I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that.
Because I believe that servicemen's group life insurance of, I don't know if it's $50,000 or $100,000, medical benefits for themselves through military hospitals, and TRICARE for the families are available. I'm not sure what other benefits they might have, but I think we're duplicating coverage here.
So I think the question is more around the coordination of benefits potentially, so that not over, that they're kept whole essentially.
There's a cap on it, and
Right.
From one from the other, but
Right.
not both.
What we do about it, that's not my province. The question is there a duplication there, and to what degree?
Okay.
Once we find that out, we can talk about what to do about it.
well, if they leave
I would
here
look to
with
you for
a,
advice on that.
Dave, if they leave here with a number, and this is what they're entitled to while they're employees. If they get the medical from the military, then does it make sense that we would make up the extra to that level that they were at before they left for active duty?
Yeah, that, I think the intent is they're kept whole, but I don't,
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that specific question. so
Well,
I'll have to
WCIA would
research
tell you
it.
what they-
Or AWC, yeah, yeah.
Oh, AWC, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the WCI.
Good catch. Other questions? Okay, we're moving through that item. The only, other than introducing Jennifer and letting her have a moment as we go around the table, the only other thing that I can think of is tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, the wrecking ball hits the Parker House building. It goes down.
I'm sorry, what is it tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock.
And what is it?
The Parker House is demolished.
How many years, when was that thing
Restaurant?
built originally?
Oh, okay, all right, good.
Originally,
I don't remember, and it's always been there.
I want to say the
From the
mid to late 60s. It was, who had the burger stand out there? But that wasn't any part of that building at all. It was a shack. In fact, I think it was called the Burger Shack, Dick's Burger Shack or something like
Well,
that.
for as many years as that thing sat empty, had several fire chiefs that were very concerned about that thing coming down some in the middle of the night sometime.
Or going up.
However you want to look at it. It was gonna
Tomorrow
be
at 8 AM, they've got the safety fences and stuff around there, but I'm sure I don't know if they're using a wrecking ball or how they're taking.
Do they have a gold
it.
shovel for you to take the first swing?
Yep. That'll be on the sign when they get done with that. Council members, John,
Come back to me.
David, Jennifer?
Yes, couple things on the payables. From the first Earthlink, that's our, I guess our website or internet hosting company. And I'm just curious if everybody is aware that they charge us extra for a paper invoice and a non-automated payment. It's not a whole lot of money,
We have to pay them
very teeny tiny, but I just want everyone to be
for the hand
aware
processing.
that they are actually charging us extra for our policies of having to have a paper invoice and having to pay via check versus not through a bank account or, on a card. So it's not a whole lot, but I'm just saying the principle of the thing.
Yep.
And I don't know who made the decision to go with Earthlink and why we
Well, if it's
continue
Earthlink,
to
it was probably
use them.
20 years ago.
I think they did that when iPinch came on, about 4 or 5 years ago. So,
More and more companies, I just anecdotally on some personal thing that we're doing, I can't remember exactly what it was, but if, it was renewing my professional engineering license in a state other than Washington, so I'm taking care of that. And if I do it online, or it was one of my inspector certifications, I can't remember. If I do it online, it's a fee. If I do it via mail, it's a higher fee, $15 or $30 more per certificate. So it's a trend in service industry to get people to not engage their staff. Basically, it's done in an automated way, and they don't have to have somebody process it, per se. But